The Washington Wizards reportedly could be circling around Jalen Smith, and if they are, the Bulls should send him there. We're going to talk about that, plus do our season grade for Jalen Smith, all that and more on today's Locked On Bulls. What the hell? Why won't the button press?
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, also creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. Pat, no title sponsor today. Let's get right into it. According to Sports Illustrated, which can be a bit hit or miss at a time, I did verify it was not an AI written article, though.
That's nice.
Guy. Yeah, it was. So it wasn't an AI written article.
I'm Dave.
I'm Dave. That the Wizards could pursue Jalen Smith this offseason in a trade. Now, trading with the Wizards is always interesting because, like, I don't know a single trade with the Wizards that I felt like afterwards we actually won. But, when you look at what the Wizards could offer, there's not a lot of salary matching that they could do. They have some players, but they are considerably below the first tax apron. So they could absorb quite a bit of salary if need be and send us, like, they have 8 second-round picks between now and next year's draft. So maybe a couple of those, maybe one. What would it take? What would the Wizards have to offer you for you to look at that offer from the Wizards and say, yeah, that's a good move?
We're talking about Jalen Smith, right? Like, I'm not. It's not like I need the world here. Like, I like Jalen Smith. I'm not gonna sit here and give him a bad grade for the season grade, but like,
yeah.
We was just talking about this man looking like a catfish. Like, there's nothing.
You were talking about it.
You were in on it. You laughed. I said it was impressive. You found 3 pictures that made him look like a catfish. You like, it's just how he looks. It's just his face. It's just his face. There's not a value thing here for me. It's about, do you want to move on from his money or not? Like, it's not like Jalen Smith gave us elite minutes and there's no, again, like, we're having conversations on a role player that hardly played his role at times during the season.
Mm-hmm.
His role was ice them knees on the bench. So, like, there's not a lot of value conversation that I think you're really looking to have here with Jalen Smith. Now, the question is the value going to be too high for AK no matter what it is? Sure, they can offer a first-round pick for Jalen Smith, and we wouldn't give it up because we can't move on from a guy like Jalen Smith, especially with him icing them knees. Those knees are going to be ready for next year's playoffs. Like, that's really the conversation. It's not should the Bulls make the trade. It's, do you care enough to make the trade if a trade is actually offered? That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Jalen, again, like we talk about Kevin Huerter and Zach Collins, like, Jalen Smith is cool. Like, make no mistake about it. Like, there are some games absolutely where his 3-point shooting helped the Bulls tremendously, but then it wasn't consistent. Like, and then you don't play him consistent minutes either. I'm sorry. The way that I view it is this: any player that you feel like you can get away with only playing 14 minutes is expendable. Now, are they really, like, could you play them more? Sure. But I'm saying specifically with this team under this coach, if you look at a player and say 14 minutes, that player is typically expendable. Yeah. Because the coach is not going to use him. And there were times last year where we had a partial center and Jalen Smith still didn't get off the bench. That's not on him. That's on Billy Donovan. But if Billy Donovan is not going to play him, to me, you move guys and get people in here that Billy Donovan's going to play. That's the way that I look at it. And with the centers that are prospected in this draft, I do think it's telling that we've heard now 3 basically straight days of centers being trade talk or whatever. But it is what it is. Like, yeah. And it's also the lull of the offseason. Like, for teams that aren't in the playoffs, well, these playoffs have been extremely exciting. It's a period where if you're not a playoff team, you're going to hear all types of crazy rumors. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear a rumor that the Bulls are thinking about trading Michael Reinsdorf. That's just something that just happens at this point. Like,
is that possible? Listen, he said, can you trade
what owner would you trade Michael Reinsdorf for, Pat?
Oh, easily the Ishbias.
The Ishbias?
Easily.
Well, I know here's the thing, though.
I know they go throw stupid money at it.
but they make stupid decisions.
Hey, look, we're gonna have some down years, but we're gonna go to a finals too.
Was that? I don't think the HBs owned them when they went to the finals.
They did.
Did they?
That was the year where they threw all the money at Chris Paul.
Oh, well,
they was going all in. It was like, F it, Chris Paul.
Listen, you can say that means that they're going to go. To me, that screams luck. But you know what? It's the same though, because I'm looking at an owner too that would at least spend money. Steve Ballmer at least is going to say. Steve Ballmer cares about winning.
Oh yeah, listen, Steve Ballmer devastated right now. At least here's my thing with Steve too. I'd be like, Steve, look, we don't need a new stadium. We'll take some stuff outside the stadium, but we don't need a new stadium. We don't need all this fancy stuff. We need players. Steve Ballmer gonna get you players.
Yeah, that's true.
Away some future MVPs. We're gonna speak on that, but
and I was right. The Ishbia bought the Suns the year after they went to the finals.
Did he?
Yes, he bought them in 2022.
So but the purchase must have been in the process of going through. You know that stuff take years.
Oh yeah.
So it must have been he about to buy him. They went to the finals, and then that mo was like, "F it, Kevin Durant." I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm such a jaded after watching the White Sox last night. I'm just like, hey, bro, like, just buy one and then just have your brother take over the other. That's really the Bulls at this point are who they are. Can the White Sox be fixed?
Bro,
I watched the man take a pop-up off the face last night to lose a game.
Bro, the Sox are a comedy of errors, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro. But you know what's funny? They're ahead of the schedule. They have 10 wins already. I didn't think that was going to happen.
They played 40 games. We played 40 games, bro. It's so bad. But no, man, listen, at the end of the day, if there's a Jalen Smith trade on the board, take the Jalen Smith trade. You've missed on every other trade. Like, at this point, again, it is. You know what? Like I said during the season last year, bro, like, there's some trades that you need to make just to get people out of the way. I don't know if Jalen Smith is one of those people, but it seems like it's Billy Donovan. He's just in Billy Donovan's way. Like, tuck your legs in when I walk past. Like, you're not getting on the
Maybe
court.
that's why he's icing the knee. Maybe Billy Donovan gets kicked. Look out my way, man. But no, this is shades of the Andre Drummond thing. We turned down 2 second-round picks from the team that he ultimately signed with in free agency, that we could have got at least 2 second round. And I'm not saying the second round picks are the end all be all, but like, if you're not going to use a player and somebody's offering you something for that player, take it.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens, man. Overall, like I said, like, take everything with a grain of salt at this point in the offseason. Like, teams really can't even talk right now. Like, well, after the draft is really where I think things will start picking up a little bit. Like, but if it comes down to it, Zach Collins, Jalen Smith, Nikola Vucevic, I don't care. At this point, I don't care. Just do something. Do something.
It's not even do something. It's just make a move that actually means something for the future. You know Jalen Smith is not a part of your future. He's 26 years old with bad knees. I don't even know if the knees are bad. Apparently they're just sore. Like, I don't even know what's like. This man got 40-year-old stripper knees. Like I don't understand what he's doing in practice.
Maybe it's not in practice.
Always hurt.
Maybe he's out there at the strip club. You never know what's going on, bro. Like,
Jalen Smith looked like a 12-year-old that's still in a growth spurt.
I mean, he looks like several characters off SpongeBob SquarePants too. Like, it's just like
Bubble Bass. It's really just Bubble Bass. That's really the only one. I found
3 pictures of him looking like a catfish, bro. I just found pictures. I just got the best high quality pictures I can get. The man looks like
he looks like he hides pickles under his tongue. You can't trust this guy. I can't trust him to be in the post when you looking like Bubble Bass. Hey, there's my car keys.
I hate you, bro. I really do. Like, that doesn't make any sense. We just here to talk about trades. Why Jalen Smith catching strays, bro? That's crazy.
It's not even a stray. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not even a stray. It's not the jokes is just me joking around. He not THT. I'm not even saying that he's bad, right? Like, it's just he's not clearly not what Billy Donovan wants. He's clearly not overly impactful. And to be honest with you, his best value is when he's knocking down the 3 ball, which he's extremely inconsistent at. So, like, through the jokes, the analysis of it is, what's the point of holding on to him if somebody's interested in him? Especially if you're probably, which it seems like is the only direction you looking to go, drafting center anyway.
Yeah.
Get these mugs out the way that ain't going to play and let this rookie get in here and figure out the NBA.
I mean, you still got a lot of hope if you think Billy Donovan is going to play a rookie center a lot. But, hey, I would love to be wrong on that one. I don't trust Billy, but we shall see.
I think Billy is super jaded by them making him start P. Will.
Is that what it is at this point now? It's like,
I think,
I'm not starting.
Or I think he looks at P. Will and feels like I effed him up.
But that's the thing. P. Will's rookie season wasn't a problem. It was the fact that I honestly think it's a lot of P. Will's own mentality, but I also think P. Will put on more weight to play power forward when really a lot of what he benefited from was
his been a small forward.
Yeah, he should have just. He could have played power forward. Just you don't have to balloon up to 236 pounds when you came in the league at 217. That's a lot of weight to put on over a couple of years. So anyway,
muscle though.
That doesn't mean, like, listen, bro, he bulked up like Goten too early when he went Super Saiyan 2 too early, bro. Like,
he do look like a wrestler, though.
Bro, he's Super Saiyan up too quickly. But we're going to continue the conversation on Jalen Smith, this time grading the season that he had for the Chicago Bulls. But first, we got to get to a message from Open Phone. If you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time you had an urgent need, maybe for a plumber service provider, or if the person didn't answer, did you wait? Probably not. You moved on. That's why you need Open Phone. Open Phone is the #1 business phone system built to streamline and scale your customer communications, all from an app on your phone or computer. Open Phone lets me manage business calls and text from a single app. The shared inbox feature is a game changer. Your team can jump into any conversation instantly without missing a beat. And their AI agent handles after-hours calls, answers common questions, and captures leads so you never miss a customer. OpenPhone is offering my listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. That's OPENPHONE.com/LockedOnNBA. And if you have an existing number with any service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. We literally said that whoever's doing that.
On me. That was on me. That's on me. It's on me. Hand up. That's on me. I thought about it halfway through your Open Phone read.
That's hilarious. All right, y'all. So, we've been going through these season grades, one player at a time. And since Jalen Smith was the opening topic, we might as well grade his season. I always throw it to you, Pat, first. I'm gonna go on this one. Incomplete. I don't know how to judge Jalen Smith's season at all, bro. Like, I really don't. And it's not all his fault. Like, the thing is, like, at the start of the season, and I don't know if you've gone back yet and had a chance to look at the advanced analytics, Jalen Smith was actually part of two of the best Bulls rotations in the first month and a half of the season. When Jalen Smith was on the court, it was a net positive on offense and defense. He provided something. The rebounding rate went up, all those type of things. And then for some reason, after about halfway through December, the efficiency dropped off a cliff. The effectiveness on the court dropped off the cliff. The minutes started dropping. I don't know what happened there, but there was something around that middle to end of December that completely threw off the rest of Jalen Smith's season, even before the trade of getting Zach Collins in here.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I think that when you look at Jalen Smith throughout the season, right, like the inconsistency from the three-point line is what really stands out to me, and the three-point percentage continued to get worse as the season went on. I don't know if that – now, listen, we've joked about the knee, right, and him having to ice his knees just about every game. That will affect your shot. If one leg is more sore than the other in your favor than the other leg, now you're adjusting kind of where you're leaning and different things like that. Things like that will affect your three-point shot, especially when you're a big man. And I just think the value of him playing, because he's not elite defensively, offensively, I mean, he's an alley-oop threat, but if the knees hurt, you throwing it up to him, right? Like he's a threat around the rim, but he's not a back to the basket kind of center threat. He's not somebody that's just going to move you out of the way. He is a rim running type of center. I do wonder if the knee was an issue more than we know, and they just never told us that, because they just stopped using him in things that he was valuable at, essentially made him a shooter. Mm-hmm. And again, Jalen Smith is a big that can shoot. He's not a shooting big.
Yeah, for sure.
And when he's knocking down that three and stretching the floor, it makes it so much easier for you to put him on the court. When he's not, there's not a ton of value with him on the court. So I get you. Like, I would say, because I'm grading people in the role that they've been put in. For the role that he was put in, can I say he was a C+ to B- player? Sure. But you weren't put in that role a ton. It was very much early on in the season, and then I don't even know if it's they went away from you or your body went away from you, but either way, like, you just couldn't utilize Jalen Smith down the stretch. And we were sitting here talking, we're like, okay, we got Cleveland. If we actually make this playoffs, you got to play a 2-big lineup. Billy Donovan would not have played this lineup.
No, it's just, I don't know, man. But I mean, you make great points. Like, in the role that he was in, it was great. The role did change. I don't know if it was after Zach LaVine was gone that they know they needed shooters, so that way you can that Giddey and Coby could drive. I don't know what it was, but like, something happened there to where just you try to either make Jalen Smith something he wasn't, or between that and the knee thing, or if it just was Billy Donovan just falling out of rotation. I don't know what it was, but something happened there clearly that changed the way that they viewed how they wanted to use Jalen Smith, and then thus it changed how much he played. Now, if that change is coming in the next season, great. I do think that there is a role in this on the team where Jalen Smith can help you on this team if he's going to be here, and that's no problem with that. But this goes back to kind of a problem that I've had with Billy Donovan. Like, there are times where Billy Donovan doesn't play players to their strengths. Now, if you're getting better out of a different player because of their strengths, then cool. And maybe that was the case. Giddey and Coby played amazingly well in the second half of the season. You opened up for Matas Buzelis to do more, both shooting and creation towards the end of that. And maybe they just left it to where Jalen, you didn't need what Jalen was doing before. So thus Zach Collins made more sense, or whatever it was. But if he's going to be here, I do think he can still be productive if you use him. You just have to use him correctly. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree with you. Even though, right, again, I think the conversation for me does come down to what the Bulls are going to do in the draft here, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I let what we just saw be a lesson to you. I get we keep saying Billy Donovan's not going to play rookie. He's not going to put a guy out there. Let what we just saw be a lesson to you, though.
Yeah.
Matas Buzelis should be the rookie of the year, or at least should be second in the running. Stephon Castle may still win the award, but Matas Buzelis should have been in the running. And because you slow played him along that, you took an award away from him. I'm sure you took some money out of his pocket at the end of that too. If you win that award, you maybe he doesn't become this player, right? And that's an issue. Like, maybe you're scared of the development or whatever it is. But whatever it is, don't have anybody ahead of this guy that can't be easily moved out of the way. And to me, you've already got two players in there that are that. Right, for whatever center you bring in, which I feel that's the direction the Bulls are going to go. If they go guard, I'm gonna flip a table. But if the Bulls do go center here, you've already got Vooch, you've already got Zach Collins. Mm-hmm. I think both are going to be on the team by the time we start the season. Those are the two that are going to be ahead of them. Zach Collins is easily replaceable. Vooch is the one that is going to be a little tougher to swap in and out the lineup. Maybe you end up trading Vooch, but have it be set up to where we're not worried about having 3-4 veterans in front of this guy. This rookie is going to play, because that's how you're going to be successful. That's how you're going to turn this team around. It's not going to be Jalen Smith for 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against this structured development plan to where, you know, you're playing them a little bit like I said, like with what Miami did with Khalil Ware. I like what they did with Khalil Ware. Eric Spoelstra said he was going to start towards the beginning of the season, but he didn't start getting starts until what, December, I think. And so I'm all for structured development. The problem that we've run into is that the plan has been luck or misfortune, depending on how you want to look at it. Oh, such and such went down. Rook, we hope you're ready. Like, that's what it's for Io. That's what it was, right? And so, you know, that goes back to, that is a coaching thing, but I do think that I hope, especially as much as AK and Billy Donovan talks about how much alignment they have, how much they share similar visions, if you're going to draft a center, number 12 or whatever we end up, that there's a conversation to have. Hey, Billy, this is who we're going after. If we get them, we need them to play. and Billy Donovan actually played him. I get it. P. Will spurned a lot of Bulls fans, maybe even Billy Donovan a little bit in the fact that whatever happened there, you cannot keep limiting this guy. I don't care about wards. Like, that's great, cool, it is what it is. But I just look at the development plan, the confidence building. Matas is a different type mindset. Now, everybody's going to have that mindset to where they're playing 4 minutes in a game where they're sitting there feeling like they can help win and they don't get disheartened. Let's empower these young players that we're bringing in here. You talked about development so much. Let's do that.
Yeah, listen, I agree with you. I also think we live in a world where the NBA is changing so quick. Not that it always should, but if you can't deal with the pressures of being a rookie in the NBA and we're not willing to put that pressure on you, what's to make me believe that you're going to be this elite player down the line? Right? Like, we live in a league where you should find that out fairly quickly, 2-3 years in with a lot of these pieces. Mud's been waiting on P. Will to change for 6 years at this point. He is who he is. That's usually the case with most players. Some players is different. But I feel like we live in a league that's very much you can kind of tell the kind of pieces you got pretty quickly in this league. We knew week 1, Matas got some dog in him that's going to be different.
Bro, we week 1, we knew in freaking summer league, bro.
You know what I mean?
Like,
yeah, but in summer league, listen, I seen some dogs in summer league. A lot of them were on that free agent list I was reading off of first the other day, where it was like Javon Freeman Liberty. That's a piece.
Hey,
I don't think it is.
To me though, when I heard him say that Reshape been dodging him, that was all I needed to hear, bro. Like,
you know what I mean?
That was all I needed to hear.
You know what I'm
He's been
saying?
dodging me. I'm like, yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah, he got that dog in him, man. Hey, man, we're gonna finish this show out here talking about will the Bulls be active this offseason. But first, we got to take an ad break. Kind of an ad break. I don't know.
Oh, with that said,
welcome back.
With that said, Pat, last time before we get up out of here, I think both of us kind of assume, you still think Zach Collins, Nikola Vucevic are both going to be on this roster start next season. We have heard a lot more kind of activity around the Chicago Bulls than I expected at this point. What chances are you giving it that we see it more active? Again, I'm not saying big moves, I'm not saying star moves, but just maybe more kind of forward-thinking or intentional moves from the Bulls this offseason than maybe what we initially thought.
I mean, listen, if we're talking about active in the offseason, right, you're going to re-sign Josh Giddey. That is being active. You're going to probably work out a contract, I would think, with Coby, unless you're going to let him play the last year of his deal out. That's being active in my mind. I think those are the moves for the future that you're going to see. I think the Bulls more so are kind of in this, all right, we've got Coby, we've got Matas, we've got Giddey mindset. This is our core. Is it too premature to say that? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you're putting a lot on, and again, I just talked about putting the pressure on young players. You're putting a lot on the shoulders of Matas Buzelis because none of the other 2 names I just said are superstars. So you're basically we're going to draft a young guy and hope it works with him, and we're going to hope that Matas Buzelis becomes a superstar out of all of this, which I'm with. You saw some good things from him. Build with the kid. I like that you're investing in him. But I think that's kind of the limits of activity. The Bulls just don't have, I mean, we got one open roster spot right now. You really don't have a spot to go out and add a ton of pieces. I think any moves that are made, like say a Vooch trade is done. I mean, we talk about bringing back a lampshade and the dude standing under it. Like what the good deals are gone. Yeah,
I mean, I know who we're not bringing back, Peter Patton. So,
son of a
yeah. That's definitely one who's not coming back.
Peter Patton will not be back in a Bull. Oh my God, bro. I can't. Why you bring that back up, man?
Because I'm traumatized. I think about it at least once every 2 days. I'm like,
we have moved off of that, bro. Why you bring that back up? That's
because where the Bulls are, you development every move. I think about development. So when I think about development, I'm like a development coach. He's not here. So
insane, bro. You know, Peter Patton was like, "Y'all firing me?"
bro, was like, he probably came there like, me?
Hey, bro. They was all standing together. It was like, hey, unfortunately, you fired. Peter started looking. Oh, him? Me? You firing me?
Oh, man, that is hilarious.
You kept Mo Cheeks for 15 years and you firing me?
Mo Cheeks had himself a guaranteed job for years, bro.
Everyone literally hates him, and you're firing me?
Except Coby, apparently. He loved Mo Cheeks.
Coby did love Mo Cheeks. Take that for what you will.
All right, y'all. It's time to go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. Any last thoughts, Pat, before we get up out of here?
Clap it up.
Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in, man. You guys can follow me at CEO Haize, man. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, everywhere. If you want to see us, you can, man. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See y'all in the morning. Peace.
Coby, would you like Mo Cheeks?
Clap it up.